everyone, welcome to Girl Talk. This is your host Andy, and today is a very special episode because of course our thrust is about celebrating women and all those who honor women. And kinsa pa man di ay ang angayan nga hatagan nato og greatest honor in life kung di ang ato ang mga mothers and fellow momshies. So for today's episode, we will be talking and inviting momshi bloggers who will be talking about their motherhood journey, and we will introduce them to you when we return. Back to Girl Talk, and again, this is our Mother's Day episode because it is Mother's Day this Sunday, and I'm super happy to call in our guests. We have Sweet V, Selma, and Tara of Truly Tara. Hi, Momshies! Hello!
Hello!
Welcome to Girl Talk. First of all, thank you so much for accepting our invitation. I know nga busy yun kayo yung mga lives as moms. Diba? Motherhood is a full-time job in itself, but still you've been very generous of your time.
Salamat sa pag-imbitar kanamo.
Sige, first question, because since we're doing this taping via Zoom, I just like to know, where are your kids right now? Because you are in your homes. Asa inyong mga anak?
My kids are in the next room, sa living room. So that's why magsigil ako gana. And then the baby is here because gusto siya matanaw. Nangita man.
Okay. So sweet, how many kids do you have? How old are they? And boy ba, girl? Sige, go.
Okay, I have two kids. Boy and girl, so partner na siya. So, kutok na dira. The boy is, he just turned 5 last April 4. And then I have a 9-month-old baby. So imagine giving birth during the pandemic. So, challenging, but okay. Pandemic baby, sad.
Yeah.
So, siya ka-enjoy outdoors.
Dito, no? Lahi ra siyang experiences sa mong eldest son. What are their names, Sweet?
The boy is Sven, and then the girl is Svia.
I'm sure imo nang gikuha sa initials pod nimo, no? SV.
Yes, nakuha ra sad siya. And then nagmugna-mugna, nangitaog ka ng mga names, like Swedish names man na siya. Ang usa kay German name, siguro ang Sven.
Wow.
And then Svia is Swedish, but both jud na Swedish origin. So girl and boy version siya.
For the curious ko, Sweet, before we ask Tara about the name pod of her daughter, nganong ganahan man ka nga naay murag Swedish background ang name sa imong mga anak?
Supposedly, I really like the name Sam or Samantha for girl. But murag kuan man daghan na kayo og nakakuha gig Sam nga name. Normal ra kayo. And then I also like Sam for boy na Samuel. Gani kay kuan. Pero ano siya, nag-search ko. I searched different kinds of names online. And then the Frozen nga movie.
Yeah.
Ang deer ba
siya?
Or,
The deer of Kristoff.
Sven man ang name. So we're like, okay, akong gi-search ang pangan nga Sven. Nindot man siya, it means a warrior. Yeah. Name sa Sweden. I didn't know the Swedish name siya until I searched about it. And then for the girl, I was looking for a name sad nga kanang nice. And then we met a Swedish friend. Ganyan siya nga, oh, there's a girl version for Sven. And it's Svea, but the spelling is Svea. So the pronunciation is like Sophia. So it's like, okay, so ako na siya gi-save nga name nga hoping maka-girl ko. And Kita mo siya after 4 years.
How about Tara? Hi, Tar!
Nice kayo ang name.
Yeah.
And tell me you're Filipino without telling me you're Filipino. Ang kanang mga names, ana-ana gid ba? Just like my daughter's name, her name is Renee. Because ang name sad sa iyahang lolo, iyang grandfather, is Rene. R-E-N-E. So siya R-E-N-E-E. So Rene, it means reborn. It means born again. So kana siya. The name of my husband is Real. R-E-E-L. So that's why Renee. And then she just turned 3 years old pag March.
Where is Renee right now, Tar?
Right now, she is at her playroom. Actually, kani siya nga time, at the moment, sa kani siya nga season, kay maglain-lain man yun siguro, no? Kani siya nga season, every morning is like my me time. So this is the time I have, like, I vlog, I edit.
Yeah.
So, perfect result kaya atong gistat na time.
I'm curious because I always like to ask moms about their birth stories because diha mo gud mo gawas ang ilahang nagkalain-lain nga emotions, diba? Because that is one of the moments in your life that you will never ever forget, and I'm sure that you would agree. So, let's start with Sweet because I'm sure nga imo jung ma-compare, diba, Sweet, ang first and ang second. Yeah, dako sad siguro siya difference because you gave birth sa imong second child at the time of a pandemic. So, what is your birth story for the two kids?
5 years ago, naro ko sa Ayala, naglakaw-lakaw. I'm due na jud like 1 week before, pila ka days before. And then that Sunday, I went to the toilet, I peed, and there was a pink thing on my
your underwear.
Yeah. And then akong gi-search, of course, Google. Akong gi-search sa Google, dali, like, what is this? Like that. And then it just says na, paano siya, red blood show before you give birth.
Yeah.
So, expect within the week or next day or pila ka day. So, as I asked, kasi hapit na bito ko April 11. So, kalma ra kay ko. Nila Ayala, chill or jud. And then when I came home, I really wanted to pee. Like, the urge of peeing. So, nisaka ko, and my room is 3rd floor sa house. So, nisaka ko, nagdali-dali siya kong saka, and then, pag uplink ako sa door sa akong room, wala man akong husband, because before he was in the military.
Yeah.
So, wala siya kahuli. So, I was like alone lang with my mom. And then, pag bato na ako sa CR, na naman dyan ni gush nga water. So, ito, thing. My cousin, I asked her like, Yaj, if mga anak ba, yung na siya na, unsang feeling ko na, ay, basi ihira to, so I smelled it. It's nothing, wala around the shop, but prepare naman akong stuff, because my friends are like, we have to prepare everything, anak. And then, when I changed na, I felt it again, like another glass of water na po. And then, the second time was many na jud, like, nag-grab it akong kuan floor. So, that's the time that I really feel na, okay, I need to go to the
hospital.
So when I went down, I told my mom, kalma ra good, like, May, if mabasa ba or nagtuwas mo na. So my mom, kalma lang, ayaw ka chill, walay sakit or something. So it's like, okay, so ato mi sa Chongwa and check nila, nibuto na di akong water, but tapos dugay kini open akong cervix. It's like 21 hours of labor.
So you were induced?
Yeah, I was induced, and then nahugdan ko water, so that's the reason why na in ICU na NICU akong baby. Because lapas naman siya sa 21 hours nga limit nila nga walay water sa tiyan. Idugay man siya ni open, and then I don't feel any contractions or anything.
Really?
So like,
even if you were induced?
Wala ko na-feeler na ako siya 2 hours before like ma-open na akong cervix.
Really?
But before, chill na kay ko sa yung
manhid kay ka, girl.
Different story, but with
wait lang, you delivered normally sa first?
Yeah, normally. So, but the only one lang down sa is the NICU lang siya because of one. Just the precaution naman sa Chongwa.
Sa imong second, what's the difference?
Sa second, I was really like, it's really different Because for my first baby, all the ultrasounds na by 3D, tapos all the tests, niagi ko ana. The second baby was that, naabdan ako lockdown. Like, 5 months po, naabdan ko lockdown. And then the hospitals, wala sa mga OB po. And then ako OB, nag-lock na siya sa yung clinic. And then wala siya online. So, asa na mo pa doon, ani? And then I was due for sugar test. On my second baby, no sugar test, nothing at all. So, grabe jud kay kanang bahala na jud ang feeling gani. Kasi wala man jud sa hospital. And then, I changed OBs. Like, anxiety na ako, nga guul kay ko. And then, the amount of like money that you will be paying soon. Yung cousin niya na siya nga mag-PPE ang mga doctors, double ang kadaghan jud kay mga, like, during my pregnancy, sa second baby na ako, grabe ang anxiety na ako. Nga sige lang hila.
Really?
Ay, kay makakuan sa baby. So, i-pray na lang jud na ako. And then, pagka 40 weeks na, padung naman ako induce nila, kay mulapas naman, na-feel na ako na may bloody show ni Same pero wala, nanay contractions. But the night before, nag-contraction na dyan siya mga 5 minutes. Karon na-feel ako. Like sa first baby na ako, ngawa ko yung feeling. Karon na-feel dyan ako contractions. But the thing is, my doctor said that you have to go to the hospital kasi gamay lang mga feeling na contraction. So you have to go to the hospital because you will wait 5 to 8 hours of waiting time sa triage.
Karon.
Because if you will go there like paanak ko na ka, kasi di ka yan because swab test pa ka, you have to test nga agi-anggan. When I gave birth to Sia, normal siya, dali ra kayo siya nagawas for 8 hours ako na-labor niya. So fast. But the thing is, when she came out, there was a problem with her hemoglobin or something. The antibiotics na po siya. So, the worst kanang feeling na, oh my God, I was trying to wait dyan, yung taman NICU akong baby. Ang second time, antibiotics na po. So, the doctor said that she needs to stay for 1 week. She needs to stay for 1 week, the antibiotics. So, I said, if I go out the hospital, di na ko kabalik.
So you stayed there with her?
I stayed there. So the expense is big na because I have to stay more kung nag-board and lodging hospital.
Staycation.
We just had to sacrifice. And then nahuman na po niyang antibiotic buyag. Pero talagang during the pandemic, I was crying the whole time sa hospital. Because of kanang aside from the part na bayranan mo sa hospital, but gluwi kayang bata, injectionan siya.
And especially after you give birth, kanang grabe kayo mong hormones. The surge of hormones in your body, grabe gid kayo nga the smallest things will make you cry. Sweet. Nalingaw kami paminaw sa mong story ha, but we're running out of time for the first segment. We will return and we will also be asking Tara about her own labor and birth story when we come back here at Girl Talk for our Mother's Day special. Welcome back to Girl Talks Mother's Day special, and we are still joined by Sweet and Tara, and nadunggan na nato ang labor and birth stories of Sweet for both her children. Ari na sa ni Tara ni nakitaan sa ginato no kung unsa gid ang unsa ka grabe ang sacrifice sa usa ka inahan, and we're all excited also to hear Tara's story. So Tar, go, take it away.
while Sweet was sharing, no, nagsige ko recall sa birth story. OMG, mom brain. Work with me, please. Okay. In my case, I was scheduled for checkup.
Yeah.
And then pag IE, 3 cm na. So after sa checkup, diretso na ko sa hospital. And then akong labor was about, if I remember correctly, 17 hours.
Yeah.
And then we decided na nga mag-CS ko. Because wa man gyud siya murag 4 cm ra or 5 cm for 17 hours. Ano na kaayo, taas na kaito siya nga time. So the doctor asked if kanang mo padayon ta, i-push pa nato or mag-CS na. And then my husband and I decided, and I remember the feeling no nga kanabitang murag feeling na ako ang sa nga ma-CS ko.
Yeah.
Kanabitaw I remember ko nag-sorry ko sa akong husband.
You know what? I did the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, I did the same thing. Yeah.
So, nag-sorry ko kay feeling na ako, fault na ako, kamasihan. Yes, ingon ana ba? But mo to, gi-reassure ko sa akong husband, no, it's not your fault. Ana lang yun ang akong baby kay bigger siya.
How many pounds?
Sa ako ang, oh my gosh, I forgot
but,
na pila ka pounds.
For your pelvis, ana.
Yes. So, moto siya na CS ko. And to be honest, no, murag, that's one of the things na besides the pandemic, that's one of the things na murag kanang murag maka-stop bitaw sa nako nga. It's really remembering that moment na murag makadlok ako, to be honest ha, TBH, honest motherhood. Nahadlok ko ato nga experience na murag ako kasabot na sakit kaayo. Murag,
so, sa imong 17 hours star, you were in pain. Lahi ni kang sweet nga murag siyang makatugra siya.
Wala kang sweet. Sana all. Kasi siya, grabe, sakit. Yun kaayo. Murag medyo nisaba na ko gamay sa labor room. Kaya sige na dyan ko, sakit na dyan kaayo. And then, kanang, moto siya, na CS ko. But after the operation, kanang nindot kayo, kanang makapaminaw na ka sa kanang hilak sa imuhang anak. Murag mawaanan. So, that was it. And then CS man ko, so lahira jud, I'm sure lahira ang normal, no? Kaysa CS, kay after a few hours, after giving birth, ma-feel lagid nimo ang kasakit. You cannot move. Kanang, lahira jud siya ba? So, first few weeks, it was really my husband who did most of the taking care of our child. Kay, lisod kayo paglihok. So, first week, my husband was the one who really, kanang, say tawag ani, mag-take a bath, and ana, sa baby, but of course, mag-ilis sa diaper. Kaya it was so hard for me to move around. But of course, ang breastfeeding, go, motherhood. Even until now, nagsige pa ko breastfeed.
Ah, really?
Yes.
For 3 years?
Yes, pero I think, for 3 years. But I think right now, kay gamay naman lang ako ang milk. Murag, ang akong na-observe is kanang paraig na lang bitaw. Paraig sa baby bitaw na ko. So, that's it.
So actually, muta kong ingon ni Motar, we share the same experience because for me, I had like 20 hours of labor. Kung anong good ko, I would say nga I'm the type of person nga taas kay pain tolerance because we were in Sydney back then. And I felt it at around 3 a.m. And I even my husband wanted to not work at that day na. Pero ko nga, sige lang, okay ra, trabaho dito. Luto pa kong breakfast, kaya rin lagi ako. So it was around 12 noon, dito pa ko nagpadalag hospital sa partner, sa husband sa kong cousin. And then, yan akong gidraw sa parking lot kay may parkinganan. So naglakaw ako ra usa. And they were asking me, wala kay kauban ko, wala ako ra. And then it was then nga katong dito na ni buto ang bag of water nga dito na siya na grabe na gid kay ang contractions. And then same story Tar. I was only up to 5 or 6 cm even if ki-induce. And then CTO, his heartbeat was starting to slow down on the 20th hour. So the doctors decided nga we really have to do an emergency C-section. The first thing I said also was, I'm sorry, because you know how mothers feel nga it's always ideal, diba? Nga normal ang delivery because there are always the benefits. They say nga katong imuhang the natural gut man siguro na of your uterus, makuha sa baby ang antibodies, ana. And then of course there's also the effects of the anesthesia. They would say that it could potentially pwede sad mapasa sa baby, but of course the baby's life is always the priority, diba? So lain sige ipugusin mo normal, hindi man jud kaya. So okay lang, dawat na lang gid gihapon nato, but siguro this would also be a good opportunity to reassure mga CS moms nga even if CS imong delivery, it doesn't mean that you failed. as a mother, and that lahi-lahi lang gid siguro tag mga labor situations. Ang importante, healthy, and ang mom and ang baby after. Diba?
That's true. Thank God also for this, for this, naatay option.
Yeah.
We have this option.
Tinuod.
True.
So, for our baby to be healthy. So.
Yeah. Ako sa nahuna-hunan at notar ang pag-ingon nga CS. Usually, mo anam sila, ang bayron nun. Lahira sa ang bayron nun sa CS. Yung nabi kami sa Sydney at we didn't know if it would be covered by our insurance. And mahal-mahal sa yun siya. But thankfully, dito, in fairness ha, sa ilahang mga pamaagi dito, we did not pay a single penny. As in, and even my kanang check-ups with the OB, kay reimburse yun nila tanan. Mo na makaingon ka nga, sana all, dinhi sa doon ta, nga covered yun ta ang maternal, nga, kanaan sana, maternity nga mga needs sa mama.
Very good. Yeah.
Anyway, nahisgutan naman ninyo ang katong breastfeeding, sa kuan, sa after giving birth. How would you describe your breastfeeding journey? What are the challenges that you've been through as mothers? Because it's always ideal, no, to breastfeed our children. However, lahi-lahi man sa gyud og choices, no. It's really about, I think at the end of the day, it's just about having an informed choice. But however a mother chooses to feed her baby, ihagi ng decision, and we have to respect each other. Kung gusto siya mag-formula, then okay, dapat no judgment gyud unta, no.
Yes.
Personally, sa ako, for my first, I exclusively breastfed him for 2.5 years. I had to wean him nga gipugos because I got pregnant with my second, with Tiara. So, namagod ko history of miscarriage. So, na-trauma ko ba nga, it might have been the cause because, diba, they say that if you breastfeed while you're pregnant, it could cause contractions, kanang minor contractions. So, muto na kuyawan ko, so I had to stop. And then karon, I'm still mixed feeding Tiara as well. How about you, Tar? So, ikaw, wala ka nag-mix. Exclusive gid ka for 3 years.
Yes, exclusive breastfeeding. And then, I don't know if it's the same for every mother, no? But first few weeks, even months, the struggle was real.
Yeah.
Sakit yun kaayo. Sakit yun kaayong boobs to the point na there was a time na magdugo siya.
Naka-experience ka na?
But, naka-experience ko na kanapit akong while breastfeeding, naghilak yun ko.
Really?
Kay sakit yun kaayo siya. But, murag, mental ba, na go lang tar, ma-okay ra ni siya. And, I thank God for the strength yun na iyahang gihatag. So, praise God, until now, nagsigip akong breastfeed.
Yay.
And praise God, our baby is healthy. So, kana siya.
Do you also pump? Pump and latch?
Yes, at that time, I had to kay medyo kusog pa siya, especially first few months.
Yeah.
Kusog kaayo ang milk. So, there was a time also nga nag-give ko sa ako ang mga kailan ng moms, mga batchmates who needed milk at that time. So, ato siya, nag-pump sad ko.
How about you, Sweet? For your 2 kids?
Yes, for my first son, of course, Chongwa was really a breastfeeding advocate, and it tried ko. But during the first few weeks, there was a problem with the latching because I have huge nipples, like big akong nipples. So the baby's mouth is so small. So I thought nag-breastfeed siya. I thought nag-latch siya taro. So I was doing that, and then pag-check ko sa midwife dito, okay ma'am, nag-breastfeed na. But on the second siguro itong day na nasa NICU si Sven, nag-dehydrate na day siya. So, option for formula milk. Di unta ko masugot, pero wala pa man may kapalit og pump.
Yeah.
Because like inform na kailangan like pump because tira ban jud nila latch ra jud. So pagpalit sa formula milk, nagpapalit na lang po ko og pump.
Yeah.
And then pump is manual. So it was like thing, diba? Wala mi kaila og electric pump at that time. So while I was the next day, nana ko milk, so I gave na to Chongwa, and then I tried. But in the long run, I was doing okay. I was like, okay, did I palit og electric pump, and I was really trying to latch nagpa-latch pa ko niya. And then I didn't know about like may mga breastfeeding experts di ay trained the wala ko idea that time. So na-stop na po ko on the 3rd month. Like ikapoy na po ko manual pump. Like you have to wake up 3 a.m. lang. Ana gani nga manual man siya. Okay on tatong nakaila ko electric at that time. Pero wala. So stop ko. And then on the 4th month nag-relactate ko. So to buy a nice pump like a Spectra. So nag-relactate ko. Nice. It was not the full as in daghan nga kapuno ko sa kapatol. Yeah. So I was mixed feeding Sven until the 7th month. Until ni dry out naman good siya. And then there were errors during the first time ni Sven because of course my OB wasn't able to inform me. I asked my OB and then so if nasayop siya og hatag og nako or something like that nga the pills that was given to me is na ni-affect with sa akong milk ana gani.
Okay.
So what's the problem with that? So anak ko nga ako pud sa kumugtultol og pumping session kay kapuyo na lagi and nagsalit na pud ka og mixed feed. So stop siya. I mixed feed him 7th month. So when Svia's turn right now, before I gave birth, I really bought all available spare parts because the problem here is that you have a reliable pump and then I have like an extra pump lang. Okay, naka-realize ko nga once ang spare parts gani mo magbuka. You lisod kay purchase karon nga time because you out and akong gisalid ganer jud is online shopping na and it takes
Shopee, Lazada.
True. And then muna siya, mupalit ko na, tagduha dyan nga ka ng pump, nga halag baratuhon. Maka-pump lang dyan ko. So right now, I'm exclusively pumping. Kaya po ko latch si Svia. So, you know, sakto dyan, every mom is different. It's a different experience. Sa uban nga, breastfeeding, latching. Ako exclusively pumping.
Exclusive pumping.
So, it's the same thing. I'm still my baby, dakuan. Pero lisod lang just the challenge there is that anay ko mo kapit to si Svia like mo hilak sa and then magpump ganahan siya mo kuan ako mo hika nang
mulatch
o muhag lang kay gusto didi na nga even though it's a bottle but paray ko nang gyapon siya but there's still a kumudidi pa lang kasi akong kuan magpump ro kay of course magpump mo ko lisod man and I need
you know what?
I need peace mag-pump kay mas stress
Yeah, that's true. Kay kuan gid siya kanang naagid siya yung environmental factors, especially if pressured kay ka nga you have to produce this amount of milk kay gutom na kang baby sige hilak and then gamay mas the more stressed you are mas hinay imong letdown sa milk.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Tinuod. And kibaw ka sweet, we actually share the same sentiment, especially with my second ha. Ingon ana sad ko dili siya there was a time nga maglisod gid siya latch, maluoy ka kay she would gag because di siya masigot siyang mouth. So mugag siya kay murag maabot na sa tutunlan. So di siya kaya. So what her pediatrician advised me to do was to express and spoon feed or cup feed. Ana lagi ko hantod na dadugay siya ni dako na sad siya murag okay na nakaya na niya og direct latch. Kaya di ba mas convenient magud nga di ba you just remove your top and then give baby and then that's the di ba for mga breastfeeding moms katong mga nagtan-aw karon that is one of the siguro mga murag secret weapons na nato pampahilom sa bata. Kaya naman ito, for example, mag-wild akong anak niya, naasa kong bana, pasan ako siya, paslaki sa guni, pero hilom, just bring out the boob, and wala, okay na dayon. Later on, I will be asking you, I've always wanted to ask you guys these questions, kanang, what are the things that they tell mothers to buy, like what advertisements tell mothers to buy, but you don't actually need, or di kayo siya yun anak ka-essential di ay when you have the baby and you start raising them. We will be asking you that question and we look forward to your answers when we return here at Girl Talk. We are We're still with Sweet and Tara, and we will now be hearing their answers to the questions. What are these things that they tell you to buy but you don't really actually need? Well, of course, depende sa siguro sa inyong own situation. Okay, what might be useful to me and my kids might not be so useful to you and your kids. So what are those items nga wala kayo ninyo nagamit?
For me, well, I bought a walker because I thought na when we go to our farmhouse sa Karkar, umukoy kabutangan because there's no crib there for Sven. So, di ba ko walker para mabutangan lang siya dito. But in the long run, I realized na kasing kabaw na unta siya maglakaw-lakaw sa crib. Natakulan naman siya.
Yeah.
Like, anak naman siya, tapos di na siya, pagkuyod na lang siya ba. So, I stopped. Like, for 1 week, wala na akong paggamita, like, na store lang siya. And then, also, my mom bought a sterilizer.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do that because kapoy manughuwat. The bottle there, and then of course you have to take it out na po, and then you have to wipe it, and again, so it takes time, and then napabukal na lang na po while I wash, and then pabukal diba. It's the same thing. It's still sterile, and then for me, akong doctor nga cousin niya said na don't be too neat when it comes to your baby. Because of course, don't be too neat kay kailangan na ikagaw ang bata gamay.
Para mo-develop sila antibodies.
And then one thing also, mga toys. Right now, mas nakita na akong importance sa mga Montessori toys. Like toys, mga things na parehas sa mga normal na mga like yung mga colorful, mga plasticky toys. Nasakang lang, kay dili tag doon. Mas tag nila ang remote.
Diba?
Tag nila ang mga picture frame.
Ang remote, ang kaldero, ang mga Tupperware, ang mga sandok.
It is expensive. Those toys are very, very expensive. Diba?
But,
I think Tar would unwood ko.
Tar.
Great. Okay, I was really thinking unsa nga mga things no ang dili ra kaayo gamit. Well, I think depende on your lifestyle as what you've mentioned no and na what may work for you may not work for others and the other way around. So it really depends yun sa imuha. With us though, I remember a lot of moms asking me if need ba ang crib. So based on our experience, first few days kay nag-go sleep me. And sa among experience, naglisod jud me because kana bitong ano kayo ang imuhang lihok.
Yeah.
Kanang sensitive kayo ka because gamay ang lihok basin makamata ana. So we ended up buying a crib. After a week siguro we ended up buying a crib for our comfort also and for the babies of course. So in ato ang story, so every time moms or parents would ask us kinahanglan ba ang crib, we would always say if you have plans of eventually buying one and you have the money to buy one now, buy it na lang. Kay anyway, naguna-una bitawag yun ka nga pupalit og crib. But of course no, pwede ra jud i-sleep. Depende ra gyud sa nimo. So, it really depends on your lifestyle and katong gi-share ni Sweet na
walker
sterilizer. We bought a sterilizer but it wasn't the kana bitong latest nga pinakamahal gyud na sterilizer. We bought a regular sterilizer that's very affordable lang. Ano lang siya, murag, I a message to the moms also, no pressure.
Yeah.
Dili gid kinahanglan na
paliton tanan.
Paliton tanan, no pressure. Na.
Mas ma-pressure man gud kasi mong first child. 'Di ba, Sweet? Kung sa second na kay palit diapers lang or they outgrow their clothes very quickly, man good. So, you know, kanang dili gid kaangay nga magsigig palit. I'm the type of mom has parang sa kung second mo compare gid mo si mong first kay, di ba? Excited kay ka, uy cute kayo, and the hormones rage in. What's the second? Where kabaw na ka nga kadiyot ra kay ni magamit nila. Ask ko nga if naamoy mga hand-me-downs, okay ra gyud mo dawat ra ko because kadiyot ra man sa nila masulo, especially shoes.
Yeah. All of Spia's stuff right now are from Sven. Like the crib, Sven. Because wala kayo nagamit ang crib ni Sven. Because, of course, co-sleep. It's true for Tara. Co-sleep. But for me, kung gusto ninyo ibilin ang bata somewhere, like if you don't have a play fence in your living room, that crib is an option. So, among instead of sa room, nanaog na mo sa sala. Okay? Para ibilin lang ba, at least safe. Net. Pero sa bedroom, co-sleep na namo. Even si Spia ron, co-sleep na po siya. Wala na dyan namo na kuan. Wala. Ang crib dyan is for playing na lang nila. Meron na siya play fence nila na.
Most of that. That's what we did with our first also. Okay, we also co-sleep with both kids. Anyway, like what you mentioned about the walker also, I'd also like to point out diba, that there have been studies nga mas makadelay actually sa paglakaw sa bata ang katong walker nga na yung mga ligid. It would really be better. Daghan ang muingon nga mas dali sila makaton if ikuna nimo kanang maglabang-labang sila from one rail to another. Mas magkabat-kabat sila, mas dali sila maka-learn. Anyway, Ariko, I want to ask you ladies this question. What for you were the most, let's say, hurtful judgments that you've heard nga giingon sa inyo as a mom? Diba? Because when you are a mom, people will always have something to say. For some people, naagid bitaw sila ikaingon. For example, you're a working mom. Ang uban mo ingon, nagtrabaho di ka, imong mga anak kasi nagbantay. Or kung di, housewife ka, nawa ka nagtrabaho, unsa man pagtabang ninyo sa mga finances sa kuan. Or if you're breastfeeding, mo ingon nga, di man enough ang ihang milk na makuha, di ka ganun mag-formula. Kung nag-formula sa ka, di ka ganun mo try og breastfeeding. They will always have something to say. Do you have experiences on this?
Murag mapapaisip tayo, sis.
Pero sige lang, maybe not personally, but the things that you hear from the community about mothers in general.
I think naaman before, but kanang nakalimot na ko because I remember before yun, first few months of becoming a mother, kay kanang uso kay itong hashtag ay kulabda. Basta I remember yun, but nakalimot na ko.
Wait, murag na ko na-remember. I think I saw one of your posts. Katong murag you posted a video of Renee having her ear pierced. Right?
Yes! Oh my God.
Right? And then there, daghan kay mo ingon, nga nung imong mang i-pierce ang dungan sa bata, di ka maluoy, or luoy kay siya, ano ba? Diba? How did you feel at that time?
For remembering, yes, kato ni post. That is why also, katong gamay pa dyan kay si Renee, kanang murag, dili jud kayo grabe ang imuhang i-post jud, or if mo post ka picture lang, dili kayo video, because of course, when you post something, wala, open for criticisms, yun na siya. So, kato siya, when I posted, ang iyahang ear piercing experience, first time niya, daghan kay ni comment, kaluoy, nga marag, I said in the video na, it's okay, niya marag na ni comment dito, it's not okay. Pero ako, it's not okay. So, marag of course, first reaction kay first impression, syempre ma-hurt ka. But after a while, imuha nang ma-process tanan kay kanang imo lang yung i-process tanan, dili nimo siya idibdib or walang personalan. Kanang some people lang sad are kanang wala lang sad sila siguro nag-mind yun anang time, but I'm sure they mean well. I'm sure they do. Depende na lang yun nimo unsaon nimo pag-process, pag-accept, uso kay ng choose your battles. When you're a mom, usagi na sa mga nimo mantra, choose your battles.
Yeah. How about you, Sweet? Any experience or experiences of your momshi friends where na-judge sila?
Not, for me, because when Sven was born, of course, ako raman jud, and then I don't have a yaya. Ilisod ko papangita og yaya. We tried, but there's no, like, wa jud mi swerte sa yaya with Sven. So, it was just me, and then I am a vlogger. I go to events, and then I go to special, like if I go to SM, Ayala before, and I have to do errands on my own. So even Sven was like 2 months pa, 3 months pa, bit na ko na siya, and I'm the only one driving the car. So, you know, there was a time that I posted na nasa si Sven sa likod, but he was belt, car seat, naka-rear face, but there was a time na wala ko siya nabutang rear facing, kaya nagsige man and he needs to see me back. Okay. So, nabutang na ako siya, and na-picturean na ako. Of course, there was a friend who commented, Sweet, dili ba yan na pwede ha? Kaya dapat may face and stuff like that. And I said, yes, Murray, I wanted to explain. Kanang, kuya po na-explain, no? Ay nga, kailangan dito i-explain. So I said, yeah, it's okay. Naka-stop raman na siya. And then I took a photo of Murray. Time I had to stop because he was crying naman, and like for me, ni-share lang ko ato more akong post man ato was something na it's hard to drive your baby, but we survived even though we had to stop like 5 times along the way. Where there are like other people judging you without knowing the entire story, but you know, sakto si Tara, you have to choose your own battles. You have to choose when to answer back, or pwede rin mo siya ignore. Like now you can actually ignore people, you can actually mute, block to have like for a peaceful back, because they're, you know, if you're a person sharing your stories to other people, even though you wanted to help inform others, you are still open to judgment.
Especially vloggers, diba? Especially content creators.
So it's up to you if you would accept it or if you get disappointed. So don't let it, get to you. Just, accept it as a criticism, and then try to see what can you do to avoid that, or probably to change it somehow. Accept it. You just be open. Don't be so quiet. Ayoko discouraged right away.
Oo, lagi. Sometimes man said good, no? When there are things that are being said about us being mothers, mas ma-affected taan ang mga comments kaysa sa mga things that they say about us doing our jobs, kind of corporate stuff or whatever. But when it comes to them commenting about you doing your task as a mom to your children, mas tagos magud siya sa kasing-kasing sa dugan.
Yes, that's true. Kanang if I may add, Ans, no, I think it's also because of course, no, when you're doing your job, you're given kaning mga plaques, awards, rewards, and you have annual, what siya call it, kanang i-assess ang imuhang performance. When you're a mom, when you're a mom, you don't do that. And then, makadungog kag mga ingon ana, nga kanang mga words na ingon ana. Of course, sakit kaayo, and we're human being. And we need affirmation also bitaw as moms. If this is a job, di ba? Wala ba yan kanang mga raise, annual raise, evaluation, reward,
walay leave,
wala ba yan?
Walay mga vacation leave.
Wala yung ba? So, when kaning people throw negative words at us, especially sa comment sila sa imuhang pagkainahan, syempre sakit kaayo, di ba? Ano yun siya, ma-affect yun siya.
Kana lang yun siguro when we look at other people's lives, manggod, and for example, naay tay mga bati nga madunggan about that person, about her doing her job as a mom, you always have to remember, katong you mentioned is Sweet, you don't know the entire story, and I'm sure that woman is just really just trying to do her best to give her child the best, no? Yan ang, dili lang kita mo judge. Ana lang yun.
Kaya na ako experience, Ani. You know, when I become a mother, murag, nanojug ko, one of the things that motherhood taught me is to become less judgmental.
Yeah.
Because, and to give grace, especially to mothers. Grabe, when I became a mother, I really appreciated moms to the next level. I remember before, nag-judge ko mother. I remember ko na we were in Ayala, and then I saw a mom kanang eating with her son, and all throughout kay nag-text ra siya. And at that time, I was really judging her. Nga naman ni siya, uy, skig-text. Walay nag-story siya, anak, ana-ana ba? And I now na inahan ako, naka-look back ko nga, that was so wrong of me to judge her. Kay, what about she was probably working, or naalang yun siya, and so iya lang siguro gipakaon lang sa iyahang anak. Kana bitaw, so lesson learned.
Lang yun.
Do not judge.
Yeah.
True. Ojo na siya.
Yun, kaya ka, taas, kinahanglan yun dung siguro the entire day to talk about everything that has to do with motherhood. But unfortunately, we do not have the luxury of time. But sige lang, hopefully we could invite the both of you next time. But before we end this very special episode, of course, I'd like to greet each of you. Advance Happy Mother's Day. You both are doing a good job in raising your children. What is also your message to all of the moms out there? And of course, if you also want to greet your own moms, please do so.
Tagan mo kay kong message. But first and foremost, Happy Mother's Day to you, Andy and Sweet. Message to the moms. I saw this in a statement shirt one time, and it really spoke to me. Mind your own motherhood.
Yeah. MYOM.
Mind your own motherhood.
Nice.
Kana siya, diba? So, it's nice, it's good, it's great to take inspiration from other moms, but at the end of the day, it's your child. It's your child, it's your kanang children, so the decision is really yours. And kana bitong saying sa motherhood na, I forgot the actual saying, but the message is that kana bitaw imong feel na murag you're a failure as a mother. Nobody else in the eyes of your child.
Ikaw ra gyud ang kinahanglan.
Ikaw ra gyud. Ana ba? And sometimes we overthink it mo good as moms, so you have to do this and that. Pero ang ganahan ra gyud sa atong anak is just our presence. Mas ginawa tayo buhaton even sometimes. Naalang ta din Kaya na sila. So, kana lang.
And go ahead, greet your moms, the moms in your life, Tar.
Oh, yeah. Yes, the moms in my life. Happy Mother's Day, Mama. To my Mama Elaine, to Mommy Ching in Japan, and my Mommy Edna. So, I have 3 mothers. I am blessed to have 3 mothers. Thank you, Lord.
Tar. How about you, Sweet?
Know the reason why you started in the very first place, like your inspiration. I already made a greeting, nag-record ko greeting for a video, and akong gisulti dito is that mothers have this intoxicating love for their children. Na it overflows. It's like it never stops. It's unconditional. Dili siya unsa. And then for me, now that I have 2 kids, I didn't realize na mas makalove di ko both the same ba? I thought usa lang matunga or ma-divide, but the same love. Like, of course, the attention might be different because na kay mas ko anan sa baby. But at the end of the day, when you look at your kids, it's the same amount of love that you feel for them. And that makes you know the reason why lang jud. If you're sometimes we get tired, sometimes we just need a peace of mind, or sometimes we just need to get away. because as a mom, especially if you just gave birth, there are a lot of demons in our head. So,
Yeah.
I think there are moms right now, especially the pandemic. You cannot. There are so many anxieties issues.
Yeah.
Daghan kay problema ron, especially for postpartum depression. So just pray all the time. Because sometimes kanang maabot ng good time sa ato ang motherhood nga kapuyon ta,
Yeah.
and we think bad. There are so many, like what I said earlier, demons kada kang kagumunon. And I give up na.
The mental workload, manggod.
Just think of the reason why your kids.
Yeah.
Mura dyan ang importante. Mura magmuna mo mahugad, mahugutan of strength every time you want to give up. Please, I'm calling all to the mothers right now. Feel nila sila lang that you're alone. No, you're not alone. You have your fellow moms, you have your friends, you have us.
Yeah.
Just, if you need someone to talk to, you have us. You don't, ayaw ako patanan. Even though we're supermoms, but ayaw ako atan.
Yeah. That's very, very nice of you. Thank you, kayo, sweet. Go ahead and greet your moms.
Yes, of course. Happy Mother's Day to my mother, to Mommy Joy. Happy Mother's Day. And to all my friends na mama, my cousins and all. But to all the moms out there, believe jo ko, karon na mama ko, mas na-feel na ako nga dili di ay ng anak kasi.
Di gid lalim.
That's true.
I'm looking at the reflection of my mom.
Diba? Thank you, Kayo.
How
Thank
did you
so
do it?
much. Thank you, Kayo, Tar, and Sweet. And again, happy Mother's Day to the both of you and to the moms in your life. Daghan kayong salamat. I enjoyed chatting with you. And to all of our viewers, especially if you are a mom who's watching this right now, I'd like to greet you. Happy Mother's Day. Again, you are doing an awesome job. And I'd also like to take this opportunity to greet my own mom, Mama Glenda. I-chat na lang ako kung message niyo po. And of course, to my mom-in-law, Mami Titing, Mami Lucita, to all my titas and all my momshi friends, happy Mother's Day to all the single dads also who are acting as mothers to their children. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Again, motherhood is not a competition. Our kids do not need perfection, moms. Our kids just need you. So don't be too hard on yourself. Just relax, breathe, and enjoy Mother's Day. Thank you so much for watching this episode. This has been Andrea Batania Matthew for Girl Talk. Hi!